5 alleged migrant criminals, and they did it while working around sanctuary city policies.
One of the principal rules of MS-13 is that its members must attack and kill rivals.
Well, federal officials will soon announce a breakthrough in the fight against the MS-13 gang.
All of those arrests you just saw happen because local authorities ignored their detainer request to keep these guys in custody.
A Pawtucket father is charged with manslaughter in the death of his 1-year-old son.
5 arrests have been made, but 4 of those suspects have already been released on bail.
ICE enforcement in sanctuary cities. The issue of illegal immigration in sanctuary city policies has been a contentious topic in the United States for years, and recent reports from Massachusetts highlight the ongoing challenges faced by immigration enforcement agencies like U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. In a series of events reported by Fox News reporter Bill Melugin, it was revealed that ICE agents in Massachusetts had apprehended several individuals, including alleged child physical attackers and a violent MS-13 gang member, after sanctuary cities in the state ignored detainer requests. Sanctuary cities, which adopt policies limiting cooperation with federal immigration authorities, have been a point of contention between local governments and federal agencies like ICE. In Massachusetts, one of 8 sanctuary cities, ICE agents face difficulties in enforcing immigration laws due to non-compliance with detainer requests from local jurisdictions. Melligan's report detailed how ICE agents embedded with a team in Boston conducted operations to arrest individuals who had evaded immigration enforcement due to sanctuary policies.
One of the issues the feds have with jurisdictions like King County is their refusal to detain prisoners for immigration agents.
However, a detainer request is not a valid warrant.
We would not hold people beyond their release date.
It's better than it was. It gives much more clear direction to ICE agents.
This not only makes the job of immigration enforcement more dangerous, but also increases the risk to public safety by allowing dangerous individuals to roam freely. Todd Lyons, the ERO Boston Field Office Director, expressed frustration with sanctuary policies, emphasizing the need to prioritize the removal of public safety threats from the streets. However, he also highlighted staffing issues as a major challenge, indicating that limited resources hinder ICE's ability to address all public safety threats effectively. The situation prompted outrage from various quarters, including from prominent figures like Elon Musk, who expressed disbelief at the failure to arrest individuals accused of child physical misconduct. ICE officials reiterated that they prioritize targeting egregious public safety threats, but emphasized the limitations imposed by resource constraints. Reports from WHDH further underscored the gravity of the situation, revealing instances where individuals charged with serious crimes were released due to non-compliance with ICE detainers. The report highlighted the significant workload faced by ICE agents in the Boston field office and the challenges posed by individuals evading justice in their home countries by hiding in the United States. The events in Massachusetts shed light on the complexities surrounding immigration enforcement and sanctuary city policies. While ICE continues to prioritize the removal of individuals posing a threat to public safety, challenges such as non-compliance with detainer requests and resource constraints hinder their efforts to effectively enforce immigration laws and ensure public safety. Addressing these challenges requires a balanced approach that respects the rule of law, while also upholding the rights and dignity of all individuals involved. CE arrests of child physical attackers. When an illegal immigrant from Guatemala was accused of 9 counts of physically attacking a child in Massachusetts, federal immigration agents wanted him detained. But the Massachusetts court system, operating under the state sanctuary policies, said no, and the alleged physical attacker was released. Today, he's in federal custody thanks to an elite immigration enforcement unit, and sanctuary city politics are back in the New Hampshire race for governor. Republicans are yet again calling out Granite state Democrats for embracing base state policies. The suspect in this case was one of 5 illegal aliens in the Boston area arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement or ICE in a single day. Fox News reporter Bill Milligan tagged along with cameras rolling, creating disturbing videos as the suspects, 4 alleged child physical attackers, and 1 MS-13 gang member were captured.
5 alleged migrant criminals, and they did it while working around sanctuary city policies.
Heinous crimes are essentially able to roam the streets after release without any notice.
Are we going after the child rapist today, or are we going to go after that 2 times deported fentanyl dealer? Because we can't get both. Unfortunately, in Massachusetts, that's how it is with most of these sanctuary jurisdictions.
On Friday, it was announced by the agency that an unlawfully present Guatemalan non-citizen who has been charged with various crimes, including gender crimes against minor victims in Massachusetts, was apprehended by Enforcement and Removal Operations or ERO in Boston. The individual, aged 33, was arrested near his residence in Lynn, Massachusetts. According to the agency, he unlawfully entered the United States at an unspecified date, location, and without being inspected, admitted, or paroled by a U.S. immigration official. In a statement, Field Officer Director Todd M. Lyons emphasized that the individual's presence in the community poses a significant threat to residents. ERO Boston will continue prioritizing public safety by apprehending and removing any such threats to the people of New England. According to ICE, an arrest warrant and immigration detainer was issued on November 20, 2023. The suspect was repeatedly arrested by multiple jurisdictions after that date, most recently in Essex Superior Court when he was arraigned on 9 counts of indecent attack and battery on a child under 14, physical misconduct of a child, 2 counts of attack and battery, and intimidation of a witness. On an unknown date, the Massachusetts court system refused to honor ERO Boston's immigration detainer in order the release of the Guatemalan non-citizen, the agency reported. Lyons told Fox News that sanctuary policies are frustrating, particularly given the current level of criminal activity. Lyons remarked that the 5 arrests reflected the daily occurrences in Boston, emphasizing the importance of removing such public safety threats from the streets.
Taking you inside an operation to arrest illegal immigrants and members of one of the most notorious and violent international gangs.
One of the principal rules of MS-13 is that its members must attack and kill rivals.
Always seeking to recruit more individuals.
The work they're doing is necessary to help keep communities across the country safe.
He described it as a successful day for the team. However, he acknowledged that the current efforts were insufficient, expressing concern over the limited number of officers and resources available to address all public safety threats effectively. Lyons posed a rhetorical question about whether they should prioritize apprehending a child physical attacker or a twice-deported fentanyl dealer, highlighting the challenges of allocating resources appropriately. During an appearance on WMUR, State Senate Majority Leader Sharon Carson, R. Londonderry, used this story to advocate for the passage of the GOP-backed ban on sanctuary city policies in New Hampshire. Carson expressed concern about recent events in the base state and emphasized the importance of preventing similar occurrences in New Hampshire to protect its citizens. The 2 Republican candidates vying for the governorship in New Hampshire have also voiced their stance on the issue. Former State Senate President Chuck Moore stated on social media that if elected governor, he would prioritize safeguarding the Granite State from the escalating crisis in neighboring areas. He pledged to take decisive action to equip law enforcement with the necessary resources to address the situation proactively. Former U.S. Senator Kelly Ayotte posted, "This is unacceptable. Sanctuary policies have made Massachusetts a magnet for illegal immigrants and their communities less safe. Joyce Craig would bring these policies to New Hampshire. I won't let that happen." And Ayotte used her social media account to remind Granite Staters that Craig has declined to answer the question of whether or not she would support sanctuary city policies for 229 straight days. However, Craig has testified in the past that she supports allowing towns and cities to ignore ICE detainer requests if they choose, in the name of welcoming policies. This is how ICE describes the detainer process. Detainers are a critical public safety tool because they focus enforcement resources on removable non-citizens who have been arrested for criminal activity. Detainers increase the safety of all parties involved: ERO personnel, law enforcement officials, the removable non-citizens, and the public, by allowing an arrest to be made in a secure and controlled custodial setting as opposed to at large within the community. Arrests highlight challenges. In a recent operation, ICE deportation officers in Boston apprehended 4 alleged child physical attackers and a violent MS-13 gang member in a single morning. Despite the success of the operation, ICE officials lamented the challenges posed by sanctuary city policies, which hindered their ability to detain these individuals. The operation, which was documented by Fox News reporter Bill Milligan, shed light on the complexities of enforcing immigration laws in jurisdictions with sanctuary policies. These policies prevent local authorities from honoring ICE detainer requests, allowing individuals charged or convicted of heinous crimes to be released back into the community without notification to immigration authorities.
4 accused child rapists and 1 MS-13 gang member. Those are the kind of people you're going after.
All the targets today, every single one of them is an aggravated felony here in the Commonwealth.
All of those arrests you just saw happen because local authorities ignored their detainer request to keep these guys in custody.
However, critics argue that sanctuary policies undermine public safety by shielding criminals from immigration enforcement. They point to cases where individuals released due to sanctuary policies have gone on to commit further crimes, posing a threat to the community. The recent arrests in Boston serve as a stark reminder of the consequences of sanctuary policies on public safety. Despite ICE's efforts to remove dangerous individuals from the streets, the lack of cooperation from local jurisdictions hampers their ability to effectively carry out their mission. In response to the arrests, there have been a renewed call for cooperation between federal and local law enforcement agencies. Advocates for stricter immigration enforcement argue that sanctuary policy should be re-evaluated to prioritize public safety and prevent dangerous individuals from evading justice. However, proponents of sanctuary policies maintain that they are essential for protecting the rights of undocumented immigrants and fostering trust between immigrant communities and law enforcement. They argue that cooperation with federal immigration authorities undermines this trust and discourages undocumented individuals from seeking assistance from law enforcement when needed. Ultimately, the arrests in Boston highlight the complex and contentious nature of immigration enforcement in sanctuary cities. As ICE continues to grapple with staffing limitations and sanctuary policies, the debate over immigration enforcement will likely persist, with implications for public safety and community trust. 3 immigrants charged. In a recent operation, Enforcement and Removal Operations Boston agents apprehended 3 unlawfully present Portuguese nationals who were charged in connection with the demise of a 1-year-old child in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The arrest, which took place earlier this month, underscored the agency's commitment to holding individuals accountable for crimes committed within immigration communities. The 3 women, aged 32, 25, and 22, were arrested by Pawtucket Police Department on February 11, following an emergency call to their residence. Upon arrival, police discovered the child unresponsive with significant bruising on his face. Despite efforts to resuscitate him, the child was pronounced deceased at a local hospital. Subsequent investigations led to the arrest of the 3 women on charges of felony child endangerment. Additionally, a 25-year-old man, alleged to be the child's father, was arrested and charged with manslaughter, second-degree child misuse, and child endangerment.
A Pawtucket father is charged with manslaughter in the death of his 1-year-old son.
In total, 4 people are charged. 3 other women are facing charges.
Officers found the baby unresponsive on Sunday with bruises on his face, according to police.
This case is based out of Pawtucket. In total, 4 people are facing charges.
If we could give him the death penalty, I'd be in heaven.
The case underscores the challenges faced by law enforcement agencies in addressing crimes committed by unlawfully present individuals. As part of ICE's efforts to enforce immigration laws, ERO plays a crucial role in apprehending individuals who pose a threat to public safety. As the agency continues to prioritize the safety and security of communities, the arrests serve as a reminder of the importance of cooperation between federal and local law enforcement agencies in addressing criminal activities within immigrant communities. Inside Operation Matador. In a rare glimpse into Operation Matador, a joint law enforcement effort led by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Homeland Security Investigations Team, CBS News correspondent Margaret Brennan sheds light on the crackdown on MS-13 and other transnational gangs. The operation, aimed at combating the escalating crime perpetrated by MS-13, particularly in American neighborhoods like Long Island, New York, has resulted in hundreds of arrests since its inception. Brennan's report highlights a pre-dawn raid targeting a suspected MS-13 member who had illegally entered the U.S. Despite lacking a criminal warrant, a team of immigration agents and local police apprehended a 20-year-old suspect armed only with information about his immigration status and gang affiliation. The absence of a criminal warrant underscores the unique mandate of ICE's Homeland Security Investigations Unit, which focuses on immigration-related violations. However, the arrest raises questions about the balance between immigration enforcement and criminal prosecution, as gang membership itself is not a crime. Nevertheless, the operation's objective is clear: to remove known gang members and associates from the streets, thus mitigating the threat they pose to public safety.
Well, federal officials will soon announce a breakthrough in the fight against the MS-13 gang.
They have this ability to look more broadly at the family and question whether they should be able to remain in the United States.
The gang from El Salvador is spreading to American neighborhoods. Many members are on Long Island here in New York.
Their mandate is very narrowly focused right now on trying to cut down on these transnational gangs like MS-13.
Hundreds of accused gang members have been arrested in a nationwide investigation led by ICE.
While the operation's successes are commendable, the complex intersection of immigration enforcement and criminal justice warrants careful consideration of its broader implications. The report underscores the multifaceted challenges faced by law enforcement agencies in addressing gang-related crime, emphasizing the need for collaborative efforts and targeted interventions to disrupt criminal networks effectively. As the fight against MS-13 continues, initiatives like Operation Matador remain critical in safeguarding communities and upholding the rule of law. Gang affiliation unveiled. The shocking caught-on-video mob attack on two NYPD cops in Times Square has taken a disturbing turn with the revelation that at least two of the migrants charged in the attack are members of the notorious Venezuelan street gang known as the Tren de Aragua, federal immigration officials disclosed to the Post. Wilson Juarez, 21 years old, and Kelvin Servita Arrocha, 19 years old, accused in the January 27 attack on the NYPD officers, are being detained without bail by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials as reputed members of this bloodthirsty gang, which has established a presence in New York City.
A horrific attack, and it was all caught on camera. Police ultimately put the surveillance video of that attack.
Federal immigration authorities say two of the asylum seekers arrested for attacking New York City police officers recently.
Fox 5 New York's Lizette Nunez live in Times Square this morning with the latest on the charges.
Now there's a fear elopement that the men involved with that attack could avoid being brought to justice.
A group of 5 men have been arrested, accused of attacking a group of New York City police officers.
The Times Square attack underscores the challenges law enforcement faces in combating gang crime and ensuring public safety. Gang affiliation among the suspects adds complexity to the case, highlighting the need for comprehensive investigations and effective prosecution strategies to address such criminal behavior. As the legal proceedings unfold, stakeholders remain vigilant in their pursuit of justice and accountability, determining to uphold the rule of law and protect communities from crime and lawlessness perpetrated by criminal gangs like Tren de Aragua. Times Square attack case. The January 27 attack on two NYPD officers in Times Square by a group of migrants allegedly affiliated with the notorious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua has sparked widespread outrage and a fervent debate on immigration policies and law enforcement actions. The incident, which resulted in the attack charges against 8 migrants, including Wilson Juarez, Kelvin Servita Arocha, Yorman Reveron, Yohenry Brito, Joan Boada, and Yarwin Madres, has ignited discussions about bail decisions, gang affiliations, and the broader implications for public safety and immigration enforcement. Initially, 5 suspects were released without bail pending further investigation, raising concerns about the judicial system's handling of individuals involved in violent crimes. However, subsequent developments saw Brito and Madres being held on bail, while Gomez Iziquiet was remanded without bail following a separate shoplifting incident. The varying bail decisions underscored the complexities of balancing individual rights with public safety concerns in the criminal justice system.
5 arrests have been made, but 4 of those suspects have already been released on bail.
Why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance?
Not only an attack on the individuals who wore the police uniform, but it was an attack on our symbol of justice.
Our criminal justice system is upside down. It fails every day.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office revealed that Brito played a central role in the attack, initiating the incident and attempting to evade detection by exchanging clothing with Juarez. The involvement of the suspects in the attack, coupled with their alleged gang affiliations, prompted federal immigration authorities to take action. Juarez and Arocha were detained by ICE, highlighting the intersection between criminal prosecution and immigration enforcement in cases involving undocumented individuals accused of serious offenses. The revelation of the suspects' ties to the Tren de Aragua gang has raised alarms within law enforcement agencies, with concerns about the gang's presence in New York City and its potential impact on public safety. While not all suspects have been definitely linked to the gang, the NYPD has issued warnings about the group's activities and its infiltration into local communities. The involvement of migrants seeking asylum in criminal activities has intensified debates over immigration policies and border security measures, particularly in the context of escalating migrant arrivals and concerns about gang-related crime. The incident has also become politicized, with Republicans and Democrats seizing on the issue to advance their respective agendas. Calls for deportation and stricter immigration controls have emerged from both sides, reflecting broader partisan divisions on immigration reform and law enforcement priorities. Governor Kathy Hochul's condemnation of the attack and her support for deportation measures underscored the bipartisan consensus on the need to address public safety threats posed by criminal elements within migrant communities. In response to the incident, law enforcement agencies have ramped up efforts to apprehend the remaining suspects and prevent future acts of crime.
6 men have been charged in connection to that brutal attack caught on camera, and the NYPD is still looking for more suspects.
Now there's a fear looming that the men involved with that attack could avoid being brought to justice.
They brutally attacked a New York City police officer and a lieutenant.
Get them all and send them back. You don't touch our police officers. You don't touch anybody.
The NYPD's determination to hold perpetrators accountable and ensure the safety of officers reflects a commitment to upholding the rule of law and preserving public trust in law enforcement institutions. However, challenges remain in balancing enforcement actions with respect to due process rights and addressing underlying issues such as poverty, unemployment, and social dislocation that contribute to gang involvement and criminal behavior. As the investigation into the Times Square attack continues, the incident serves as a stark reminder of the complex interplay between immigration, crime, and public safety in contemporary society. It underscores the need for comprehensive approaches that address root causes of criminality while ensuring effective law enforcement and immigration enforcement strategies. Ultimately, the resolution of the case will require a coordinated effort involving federal, state, and local authorities to bring perpetrators to justice and prevent similar incidents in the future. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.